Hi everybody, this is Kim and I just wanted to do a quick video. I wanted to address something that I saw in a Facebook group. Somebody had asked if it's possible to lose your abilities, and when they were talking about abilities, they meant like psychic abilities or spiritual gifts. And I just wanted to answer that question in a video. I feel on a personal level, I strongly feel that we all have spiritual gifts. We all have psychic abilities. It's just that we're at different places in our life, or maybe, diet or stress or work or not outside enough, or where you live. There's too much electromagnetic smog or debris, and there's so many different factors to take into place. Are you using fluoride? What are you putting into your body? What are you cleaning your house with? What kind of chemicals? I think there's so many different things to look at in terms of being able to open up your spiritual gifts if you haven't done so already. So I, I think we all have these abilities. It's just we're in different places for different reasons, different things going on, relationships and whatever. So at the core, I think we all have them. We may have a more of a strength, like somebody might have more of an ability to be clairvoyant or be a medium versus somebody that might be more clairsentient, or somebody might be more um, claircognizant. We all have different strengths, just like we have learning abilities. Like our learning abilities can vary. And so if you're not quite sure what your particular strength is in terms of a psychic gift, take a look at what your learning strengths are. How do you prefer to learn? Research learning abilities, like learning styles, learning techniques, learning preferences. Do that kind of research to find out, are you more of a kinesthetic person? Do you like movement? Do you like to touch things? Or are you more of an audio person who likes to hear, to listen? Or are you more of a visual person that likes to see? Take a look at some of those. There's all kinds of questionnaires, and that might actually be where your spiritual gift lies. So if you're somebody that actually likes to learn more through sight, then maybe you are more of a clairvoyant type of person. All right, so I just want to throw that out there. If you're not sure what your spiritual gift is, take a look at your own learning preferences first. That might help guide you. But I got off track a little bit. So, can you lose these abilities? So, let's say you have a great awakening and you gain all these abilities. It's not that you gained the abilities, it's that you opened up your spiritual gift packages. So, you just came downstairs one day, maybe on your birthday, and you see this gift sitting there and you opened it up, and it's like all of a sudden, you're like, ooh, I have this ability. You've always had the power, my dear. I mean, isn't that what Glinda the Good Witch said to Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz? You've always had it. It's just a matter of recognizing it and being in a particular stage of your life where you're able to see it or use it or know it's there. These abilities, can they change over time? So let's say you awaken and you have this, like, all of a sudden you discover this, and then a couple years later, not so much. Like, wait a minute, where'd that go? And I'm going to speak from experience on this one. When I first started coming out of the crystal closet, my own spiritual awakening, my own thirst and quest for knowledge and wisdom and all that kind of stuff, I became very, very psychic. I was really aware of so much because I was practicing. I was so intrigued by this that I meditated like every day. I did breathing techniques. I changed my diet. I started walking more. I spent a ton of time outside in nature. When I first started this, I was so eager. I read a lot. I did all the meditations on YouTube. I was engaged in so much talk in Facebook groups. I talked to so many people. I was involved in it, intrigued. It was my life. Um, and because of that, my spiritual gifts just went whoop, and I was seeing auras and just had this huge awakening. And then over time, I got lazy. I did. I didn't meditate every day. I started meditating less and less and less. I stopped going outside so much. I stopped researching as much. I stopped talking to so many people. Like it wasn't part of my daily life anymore. And then the stresses came in. Unfortunately, my husband got really ill, and I had to start focusing on his health and making, had extra tasks to do at home, and so that stress started to build up, and then the eating changed again, and I wasn't getting outside as much. You see where I'm going with that? And then I'm not saying I don't still have my spiritual gifts. I still have them. They're just not like bling bling in my face all the time, which I'm okay with because it was too much. I'd be talking to somebody on Facebook, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I'm hearing this name and this date, and I'm having visions, and like, kind of interrupts your life. And so I turned that back a little bit, but I still have my abilities, and I could turn them back on anytime I want. So I do think it can fluctuate. It can fluctuate based on your diet, on your current circumstances. Is somebody in your house or somebody in your circle ill, or you're sick? Because that has a lot to do with that. The stresses, work. Are you sleeping? If you're not sleeping well, then it just doesn't work. I mean, you can't really have great lucid dreams or astral projection when you're not sleeping well. I find that when you sleep better, you can have more of these types of experiences. Are you getting enough rest? Are you walking, getting out in nature? Are you exercising? Diet. I forget if I talked about diet. Vitamins, sun, all of that. Play. Do you have play in your life? All of these things help to raise your vibrations, because when your vibrations lower, of course, a lot of those abilities are going to seem to disappear. They're not gone. It's just, it's like an ebb and flow. Your energy is not stable. See, this is why we love crystals, because crystals are stable. Their oscillatory dominant rate just stays the same no matter what. They're like, woohoo, life is good, life is good. And we're like this. One day we're happy, one day we're mad, one day we're silly, and the next day we're, sad. I just made like a little rhyme. Look at me, I'm a poet. Um, so we are all over the place. And so with that, yeah, it can seem like our abilities change, but it's like ebb and flow. It's kind of like the waves come in, crash, and then they go back out. And the waves come in, crash, and then they go back out. And so, yeah, your abilities can fluctuate. That is totally normal. And so don't worry about it. Don't think that, oh my gosh, I lost my abilities. If you feel like they've taken a little back step in your life, maybe you need that. Maybe you need that break to do some grounding, to reconnect, with your life here on this planet. All right. So just don't, I guess my point is, don't overly worry about it, because you still have those gifts. So if you're looking to open up those spiritual gifts again and get them going, then, grab some crystals, start meditating, get outside, start juicing, do all that stuff that you're supposed to be doing, because it really can affect your ability to perceive, to be clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, and all that kind of stuff. It really does have a great effect on your spiritual gifts. All right, so I hope that helps. Hope that clarifies some things. I have lots of different videos about astral projection, talking with guides, crystals for psychic abilities, and I'll put that playlist below if you want to check that out. All the different crystals that you can use to kickstart your spiritual gifts, get them going again. All right, so I hope that you found that helpful. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to subscribe and ring my bell. Make sure that you receive notification for when I upload a new video. You don't want to miss out on all that crystallicious goodness. I'd love to hear in the comments below, what do you feel about spiritual gifts? Do you feel that everybody has a spiritual gift? Or do you think that only some people do? What do you think? What are your spiritual gifts? What do you feel that you're most good at? I would love to hear all about that in the comments below. Let's get some discussion going. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you for being on this journey with me. It means so much to me. And as always, have a blessed day. Bye.